in the Torah, or Parshat Noah, towards the end of the laning, a couple of aliyot left, we found a pasuk with a pei where clearly part of the pei was missing and it did not look like a pei anymore. And the question is, what does one do in such a case? So there's a lot of complicated halachot regarding this case. We'll go over some of them. So the fact is, first thing you have to determine if the Torah is pasul or not. And here in this specific case, it was clear the pei did not look like a pei in any way at all. So the Torah is pasul. That's clear. The question is, what do you do? So there's an amazing machloket the Rishonim. All the Rishonim line up for this machloket. The Ran and the Ramban and the Rambam in his letters and the Rambam in the Mishnah Torah. Everyone has what to say about this question. When you have a Torah with a mistake in it, can you use it for Kriat Hatorah or not? That's question number one. If you could use it, then there's no shaila. But we all know that that doesn't seem to be the case. We take out a new Torah. So if the Torah is a problem, then you cannot continue. Not so simple. Because if you say that you cannot continue, so then you really should have to go back to the beginning. So the fact is that there is a machloket in the Rishon. There's an argument regarding a Sefer Torah with a mistake. Can one use it for Kriat Hatorah or not? The Rambam in his letters actually writes that one could. The Rambam in Mishnah Torah in Perek Zayin, Hilchot Sefer Torah, Halacha Yud says one cannot. Seems like the Rambam contradicts himself. So I want to say, well, the Rambam wrote his letters when he was younger and he changed his mind, which could be. And therefore, in his later years, in the Mishnah Torah years, he held that one cannot use a Torah with a mistake for Kriyat. Interestingly enough, the Ber Hagola, who normally just gives sources for the Shulchan Aruch, here becomes a commentator and writes in Yoreh De'ah, in Hilchot Sefer Torah, that the Rambam in the letters was talking about reading a Sefer Torah and says you could use a Torah which has a mistake to read the Sefer Torah. In the Mishnah Torah, it's talking about writing a Sefer Torah. When you write a Sefer Torah, the only way you can fulfill the mitzvah of writing is when it's perfect and complete. And therefore, it has a mistake. You have not fulfilled your mitzvah of Ktivat Sefer Torah. And the fact is, in Hilchot Sefer Torah, Perek Zayin, Halacha Aleph, he starts off writing the laws of Ktivat Sefer Torah, writing a Sefer Torah. So that's important because the Rambam is a major formidable posek. And some say that the Shulchan Aruch uses this synthesis in the Rambam to formulate the halacha, which is what? That of course, lechatchila, when we start reading a Torah, of course we have to use only a kosher Sefer Torah. But di avad, if one already read from the Torah a couple of aliyot, so we say that the Kriyah was kosher according to those opinions who say that such a Kriyah is kosher. We rely on that for any aliyot that we read. But before we read any more aliyot, then we will take out a new Sefer Torah that is kosher according to all of the opinions. This is the basic overview, and Yetz Hashem, in part 2, we'll go over some of the details. Shalom.